News Generation, supported by
Cowbell with Vitarid.
Hello, you welcome to yet another exciting edition of News Generation. Coming up in this week's edition,
the government dispersed 280 million Ghana cedis of the total 480 million needed to implement the free SHS policy this academic year.
Plus, it's never too late to get an education. We'll hear from a 63-year-old woman and other adults whose lives prove the same.
And we'll meet a 10-year-old boy who plays lawn tennis and is defying all odds to achieve his dream.
These and more within the half hour. My name is Faustina Safwan. With me is
Akesi Moke. We'll be right back after the break. Do stay.
Mr. also has a problem with his radio.
Mission time!
My big brother always stealing my cowbell coconut milk power cable. Check. Circuit board. Check.
Hanger, cowbell, mug. Check. Radio.
Check.
More flavors are better than one. Cowbell is fortified with protein, mineral, vitamin A, C, D, E, and K to help you complete the mission. Cowbell comes in coconut, strawberry, choco malt, and Mr. Owusu's favorite, mocha. There's something for everyone.
Mission accomplished.
Welcome back from the break. Remember, you can join our conversations online. Find us on Facebook at News Generation GH and on Twitter at NewsGenGH. Now to our first story. Government is ready to release the required funds to various second cycles institutions in the country to commence the implementation of the free senior high school policy. Speaking to Joy News, Deputy Finance Minister Abnao Sari said the ministry has finished preparations to credit the accounts of 647 public senior high schools and was waiting for the Ministry of Education to provide them with numbers placed in every school. There's more.
12th September, schools will reopen. And what I have in my hand is a list of all the 646 schools with their various bank accounts. All we are doing is waiting for the Ministry of Education to tell us the various placements that they have done in these schools. Once we get to know it, we'll go ahead and then credit the accounts of all these schools. We are bent on seeing to it that it succeeds because we believe that if you can't give, Ghanaians everything, at least something as basic as education, Ghanaians should be able to enjoy it. Well, let's take the politics out of this and just look at the number of people who are going to benefit from this in the end. And let's all work together to see to it that it succeeds.
What's the initial cost are we looking at in terms of the money that you're going to spend on this?
Yes, the initial cost for September to December is 486 million Ghana cedis. Already we have made 50% of that available. That's a 280 million, which we are going to disburse as soon as Ministry of Education gives us the various placement numbers for the schools. We'll go ahead and then disburse these funds. We have spoken to the banks, the various banks concerned, and we believe they will also act immediately. The monies hit the accounts and inform the various schools that they have received this amount of money.
Some will say the revenue is not doing well. Are we assured that the respective income streams or revenue streams to sustain this policy?
Yes. Yes, we. When it comes to education, I think we shouldn't compromise on that. When we went to Parliament and then we said we were cutting down on expenditure, we said some of the flagship programs like the free SHS would not be touched. Something like the NHS would not be touched. So we have a commitment to achieve this. And I believe that, let's take politics aside. This is social justice. It only makes Ghana a better place. If you have a workforce that are educated, a workforce that can think and do things for themselves, a workforce that will appreciate, things happening around them. It's only through education that we can do this.
So from 12, all these disbursements to be made to their respective schools?
It will be done latest by tomorrow. latest by tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Yes, latest by tomorrow. All we are doing is waiting for the numbers from the Ministry of Education because the placement of schools ended yesterday. So they are now tidying things up and then they will give us the numbers. As soon as they give us the numbers, we'll go ahead and credit the accounts. Latest by tomorrow. We assure you that the monies will be in the various accounts of these schools. All the 647 schools.
Imagine you're advanced in age and yet cannot read and write, especially at a time when all those around you, including your children, can exhibit such a skill with ease. Will you take an offer to study under such a circumstance, knowing that the possible stigmatization could come along with accepting the offer? In the town of Weja in Accra, a 63-year-old woman and other adults are taking lessons with a passion and are least perturbed about the comments that they are too old to study. Our reporter Joseph Akabli was there and filed this report.
How are you? We are fine, thank you. I'm also doing well. Now, today we are going to look at addition.
It's a school like any other. Its classroom has a blackboard, desks for students as well as course materials.
Even I tell my son that one of my daughter that I'm come to learn, and he said that your age that now we are coming. I say yes. When I sit to look after you, when you grow, finish your school. Now you two, I'm come to correct chop money from you to come to school.
It's never too late. That's the idea motivating 63-year-old Sarah Esiri, a mother of two who wants to be able to express herself in a quaint language. Sarah and her classmates are here each day taking lessons from basic arithmetic to English rhymes.
If you calculate like 3 plus 9, why are you not going to put all the 12?
Why I didn't put all the 12 here?
Yes.
Yes.
Good is better, and my better base.
Very good, drum.
Drum, the message afar. Learning to read and write.
It's a typical classroom situation, except these are adults. While they are at it, some of the children whose school facilities the adults are using are busy playing football on a compound. Their headmaster, Techi Kodam, explains why he decided to allow the use of the school.
And they also need the knowledge. And there's the agency looking at the people, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers and sisters who are out there so ignorant of what is happening. So there was a clear call to listen to them. I gave this facility over a year for free, nothing.
Back in the classroom, Reverend Joseph Yamwa is focused on his students. He tells me how brilliant they are.
Well, I'm not facing problem over here at all. Actually, I'll give the student over the 80%, I'll give these people 70%. But looking at the standard and how they get my teachings as early and then quick, I'm amazing. In fact, I'm amazing.
What could motivate an elderly person whose children are in school to want to be educated, especially at a time when they are far advanced in age?
I just want to learn that to help them. There is a time I'm not feeling happy in the house. So if I come to the class, I feel happy. And I send I have 2 kids. One is a boy and one is a girl. They are all teachers. So I tell them that I want to happy myself. So, yes.
But earlier you said that you used to attend school, but you stopped at JHS 1. Why did you stop?
Oh, my father was dead. And my father and my mother was dead. So I just stayed with some people.
But so far, how do you find the lessons here? What are you learning? Are you impressed with what you are learning?
Oh, it's fine for me. That even I tell my son that one of my daughter that I'm come to learn, and he said that your age that now we are coming. I say yes. When I sit look after you when you grow, finish your school. Now, you too, I'm going to collect chop money from you to come to school.
I'm happy because now even I can learn with my children now, so I'm happy for that.
Are you able to assist them with their assignments when they bring them?
Yes, even they help me too. Sometimes I help them.
The first time you told your husband you were coming over for this kind of class, what was his reaction?
Well, she was happy because my husband like reading books, and even always she fights with me that I don't like reading books. So the moment I told him, he was happy about that because always in the evening, the time he would come from work, we were reading. I was doing my homework, the children too was doing their own, so he was happy about that.
Okay. So I guess you can read a bit of what you have in front of you first.
Okay. So, where is the bag? The bag is on the table. Where is the book? The book is on the bag. I need a pen. The pen is also inside the bag.
Very interesting one there, reading bits and pieces of that passage and questions and answers in the book as well. Like you can guess, you're never too old to study, and these individuals here are taking advantage of the opportunity being offered by Engage Now Africa to receive some education, hopefully to improve upon the understanding of the language. More importantly, not just about reading and writing, but some arithmetic, which is important and an integral aspect of everyday life, for which reason they have decided to take part in this. Reporting for Joy News from the Wager DAJHS, not the regular school, but the adult class. My name is Joseph Akable.
On the 8th of September, the world celebrated World Literacy Day. To commemorate the day, a non-governmental organization, United Way Ghana, organized free IT training for some students at Kawukudi Park here in Accra. News Generation was there. For some of them, this is the first time they're using a laptop. This year's World Literacy Day is themed Literacy in a Digital World. It focuses on the utilization of digital tools to enhance learning and research for students. According to Henry Durbin of United Way Ghana, the world focus informed the organization's activity for the period. He's convinced that academic performance can be improved if pupils and students take advantage of the educative information online.
The biggest challenge right now with digital technology and education is the ethics. Most people, especially millennials and the youth, use digital media for some bad things. You want to take people away from that area. Tell them that, listen, you can learn with it. You can research with these digital tools you are using. You can do so much with it. And for parents and teachers, they have a key role. They guide their children, especially those at a very young age, on how to go about it. Parents and teachers support them in the use of the tools. They provide an enabling environment for them to use these digital tools to improve their learning and research and guide them around the ethics. So that's a key role for parents and teachers around digital technology and education.
After hours of interacting with participants, Felix Nate, a volunteer instructor, observed that a major setback for most participants is the absence of practical learning in schools.
Schools should be equipped with facilities to be able to teach these kids. Because one thing you realize is that these kids want to learn. They have the need, or they have the urgency to learn. They are eager to learn a lot of things, right? But they don't have the opportunity to actually experience the things they learn, because most of the things are done in theory. So we realize that when we're exposing them to the practical things, it's somewhat hard for them to assimilate, but it's taking time, and I think it's a good cause. More of these things should happen, and it will encourage more students to do.
Some participants shared their experience.
Today, I've learned how to research on the computer to do my homework.
Today, I've learned how to research Google on my computer to learn.
For New Generation, Faustina Safo.
Now, the difficulties of being a street mother in this modern day are countless, I tell you, and many women are vulnerable to some ruthless men. It becomes even more difficult when they have children to take care of. Not many of them are lucky to get help out of the streets. And here is Mapito Sabidi's report on how a non-governmental organization, that is the NUPES Foundation and Family Affairs, are helping street mothers to get out of this nightmare. Let's take a look.
Women have to work twice as hard as men for success. Unlikely, in that pursuit of success, some women end up in the streets. Some are abandoned by their families and left to fend for themselves and their children. There are only a few who are lucky enough to get help and get out of the streets. I spoke to Asana Fosini and Teresa Etu, two ladies whose circumstances changed with the help of NUPES Foundation and Family Affairs.
I am here at Medina with Asana Fosini, a 22-year-old lady who's a beneficiary of the NUPES Foundation and Family Affairs. I'm here to find out about her background and how she got here. Asana, how are you?
I'm fine.
So I just want you to tell me your background and where you come from and how you got here to Accra.
Me go school because me papa name's Kana me go school. Tina me bank crime be swakaya.
When I gave birth, I couldn't go to school because my dad didn't have money to take care of me and my child and to get me to further my education. That is why I came to Accra to do the KIA.
Bacho, Yesu akaino, nti kaina bre wompa, nti na my sister no na baby ayeti, cry nye.
KIA is a very difficult job. Getting a place to sleep was very difficult. I had a sister who was helping me in the market.
Me we na boy no sha kwalano nti na me dino aba kran na esu akaya no that time me dino aba no me sha akwalano.
When I gave birth, the father of the child was not supporting me. That is why I came to Accra with my child. It was very difficult because we didn't have accommodation. So I decided to send my child back to the north to live with my mother.
Ntina me fa akola na akọ north na mapana me mama acho na onse onje akola no nkenti ohumi no obisa me conscious bebre nti me kai.
After offering her assistance, Sister Amma has been very good to me. She gives me a monthly allowance while I learn my new trade.
Ono na ehwe me nti besumi bia omomeska.
This is 23-year-old Teresa Etu from the Volta region. She came all the way to Accra with her son in order to find a job and make a success of herself.
Bacho na me pejuma ye pa ba me be wo baako nti one day me twem na me hu sister Amma bacho the way na me ne me ba ye no enya fine.
I was on a job hunt. My child and I were suffering. When I met Auntie Amma, she helped me and my child. I am enjoying the job. I look forward to opening my own shop one day. The advice I'm giving them is that they should be humble so they can receive help and have a better future.
Founder and CEO of NUPES Foundation and Family Affairs tells us what inspired her to start her organization.
What we do is that I decided to set up this organization because of the passion I have for mothers and the desire to help people. And I realized that street mothers are people that have been neglected in the society for some time now. But they need help. The truth is they need help because their mothers are virtually the backbone of every family. When you have the mother around and if the mother is self-sufficient, the kids are okay. Even if the dad is not around, the mother will be able to take care of the kids. So I felt that, okay, to be able to end the streetism, we would need to tackle it from making the mothers independent. Instead of focusing so much on the kids. Yes, it's good to focus on the kids, but if you focus on the kids too much, the kids would have to grow up before they can help a sibling or even help the mother. But if you're able to establish the mother and the mother is independent, the mother, even if the mother has about 3 or 4 kids, it means you've inevitably helped about 5 people.
As we all know, women are the backbone of every community, and that is why it is our responsibility to enrich the lives of street mothers for all-round excellence. I am Mapita Sibidi, reporting for Joy News.
There's more news in local news round. There's more news in local news round.
Government has extended the deadline for the registration of junior high school graduates into senior high schools for the 4th time. The new deadline, according to a statement signed by the Minister of Education, Dr. Matthew Puku-Prempeh, is now 30th September 2017. Their website is www.cssps.gov.gh. The Ministry of Education assures parents and guardians that no child who qualified to be placed in public senior high school will be left behind. Senior Minister Safo Marfo has disclosed that the plans for the national towing levy has been scrapped. At a meeting with owners of towing companies in Accra on Thursday, the senior minister stressed that owners of broken down vehicles will pay for the cost of towing their vehicles. The decision to meet with these companies comes after a huge public outcry which compelled government to scrap an initial annual mandatory toll levy policy passed in 2012. The LI 2180 was given 5 years fallow period, after which it will come into effect in 2017. 2 weeks before its implementation, the general public, incensed by the decision, called on government to scrap the levy. The governing body of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission (PURC) has described as criminal and unruly a protest by staff of the commission that led them to walk out management and other staff over suspicions that the board was conspiring to reinstate Nanaya Jantwa, former Director of Public Relations and External Affairs. The board, in a statement, condemned the lockout on September 7, 2017. It added the action of the union was unverifiable and unpractical. The union is also calling for the removal of Executive Secretary Samuel Sapon.
These and more we have right here for you on News Generation. Please stay, we'll be right back.
Lonely Mr. also has a problem with his radio.
Mission time!
My big brother always stealing my cowbell coconut milk power cable. Check. Circuit board. Check.
Hanger, cowbell, mug. Check. Radio.
Check.
More flavors are better than one. Cowbell is fortified with protein, mineral, vitamin A, C, D, E, and K to help you complete the mission. Cowbell comes in coconut, strawberry, choco malt, and Mr. Owusu's favorite, mocha. There's something for everyone.
Mission accomplished!
Welcome back from the break, and now Faustina will take us through the next story.
Well, how about giving your pet a valid passport as the family embarks on a vacation? Well, a 5-year-old has created a toy or a pet passport that will enable the entire family go on vacation. Really? Pet passport? Well, that's what's happening.
A young entrepreneur's creation of a toy passport has enabled families to travel with their pets through airports at ease. This 9-year-old girl, for instance, managed to enter Turkey using a passport that identified her as a pink unicorn.
Officials at Antalya Airport even stamped Emily Harris's travel documents before waving her through customs, despite the official photograph showing the face of her favorite stuffed toy. Her mother and father admitted they were left stunned after they handed their daughter the wrong passport when they landed to start a week's holiday in the country. The document young Emily handed over was a design-a-bear passport for a unicorn toy called Lily Harris. Her mother said, "I didn't realize until I was putting the passports away. There was a moment of panic when I thought someone would come chasing after us, but nothing. The passport doesn't even look real. It's got gold teddy bears on the front and was a completely different size from mine and my husband, Alan's." The man even asked Emily how old she was, and she told him 9 before he stamped it.
Let's take a look at some stories making the rounds in the international headlines.
A handheld device can identify cancerous tissue in 10 seconds, according to scientists at the University of Texas. They say it could make surgery to remove a tumor quicker, safer and more precise, and they hope it would avoid the heartbreak of leaving any of the cancer behind. Tests published in Science Translational Medicine suggest the technology is accurate 96% of the time. The pen is touched onto a suspected cancer and releases a tiny droplet of water. Chemicals inside the living cells move into the droplet, which is then sucked back up the pen for analysis. Prince George arrived for his first day of school with his father, Prince William, on Thursday, but illness prevented his mother from joining them. But it was George who took the center stage on Thursday. Seemingly unperturbed by his new environment, the young prince, aged 4, clutched his father's hands as he made his way to Thomas's Battersea, an independent fee-paying school in South London, costing €17,604 a year. Wearing his navy uniform, George shook hands with the head of the lower school, Helen Haslam, before entering the facility. A new study has found Africa wild dogs vote over packed decision by sneezing. The joint research by academics from Swansea, Australia and United States monitored endangered dogs at the Botswana Predator Conservation Trust. They found the dogs use sneezes to decide when to move off to hunt after making camp for greeting ceremonies called social rallies. Dr. Andrew Kane of Swansea University said the sneezes acted as a quorum. The study was carried out by zoologists from the University of New South Wales in Sydney, Australia, Brown University in the United States, and Swansea University's College of Science.
Well, it's been interesting, Casey.
It has. I forgot to mention, I love your outfit today.
Thank
I like
you.
the way you look so floral.
Oh, I'm learning from you yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's been exciting, but we have to go. But congratulations to all the BEC candidates who got their placements and will be going to school, kind courtesy of the free SHS policy. Well, my name is Faustina Sapu, and I'll be doing this with
Casey Moke.
Do have a wonderful weekend as you enjoy the rest of our programs.
Bye.
Supported by Cowbell with Vitarid.